a bit late. About what? Stop share, and then I will give you some. Okay, you can see here. As I mentioned before, that let's say this is the populations, and the population has a probability, right? And probability, let's say the probability X, and this probability has a mean of populations and the variance of populations. And then from the population, we take some sample from, let's say, this population. We want to observe, we want to take a sample to draw inference, like information about the population. So first, we make observations. Let's say this is the observation. The observations is taking n sample. N sample. Let's say the n is equal to 4 lah, yeah. And each observation will generate the sample observation, right? The mean of sample. Let's say this is first observation, we got the mean sample 1. Second observation, we get the mean sample 2. 3 observation, we get the sample 3, something like that, and so on until, yeah, this is going to be can be unlimited, yeah, unlimited. So the important thing is the n here, the number of sample of each observations, and the result of some sample mean, yeah, this value. And then we got the grand sample mean. Yeah, actually this is the let's say the sample average, yeah, sample the total, yeah, total sample mean given many observations. And from this result, from this data, yeah, also have a variance, right? The variance, because it's going to be different, right? For each observation will generate different sample mean, and these differences we will compute. We can compute the standard deviation of sample mean, and this data we can draw the kind of probability. Let's say this is a sample, yeah, sample. Let's say this is a sample 1, this is a sample 2, this is a sample 3 maybe, and maybe here is sample 4. It is possible. And this data, yeah, this data will generate some distribution. So we can say as a probability distribution sample mean. From this point, we can, how to say, we can quantify how close. Actually, for example, if we have like a normal distribution for the sample mean, let's say this is X, this is this one. This will be reflects, or this reflects how close this total sample mean to the mean of populations, and how close of the total means to the sample population characterized by the standard deviation of sample mean. Because if you have a smaller here, smaller means that the total sample mean will be close to the mean of populations. Jadi allow me explain in bahasa a bit ya. Jadi ketika kita mengambil sampel, kita akan melakukan observasi kan, pengambilan data. Misal sekali observasi Anda mempunyai 4 data. 4 data, nah karena 4 data, kita mempunyai setiap observasi kita bakal mempunyai satu rata-rata sampel. Nah, semakin banyak observasinya, maka rata-rata sampelnya makin banyak kan. Nah, rata-rata sampel ini juga merupakan random variable kan. Ini juga random variable kan. Nah, karena ini random variable, maka kita bisa mengeplot menjadi sebuah histogram. Pada akhirnya bisa mengeplot menjadi sebuah probability distribution atau distribusi probabilitas dari sample mean ini. Nah, semakin kecil variasinya, ya, semakin kecil variasi dari sampel mean-nya, artinya dia semakin kecil terhadap rata-rata populasinya. Logika ya, logis ya. Mudah-mudahan I hope you can understand about my explanation. So there is a theorem for any population distribution. So for example, in the population there is unknown. We don't know the probability distribution of populations. We totally don't know. And then because we don't know, then we want to we want to know at least the mean or the variance of the population, and then we can make observation. And the interesting part, any kind of probability distribution of population, yeah, population probability distributions, any, the probability of sample mean, it is always normal. It is always normal. You got? So, jadi bahasa Indonesianya, apapun jenis probability distribusi dari populasinya, kalau kita mensampling ini dengan sampling yang cukup, maka bentuk probability distribusi dari sampel min-nya ini, rata-rata sampelnya akan berbentuk normal. Oke. Itu yang disebut dengan central limit theorem. Teori central limit. Okay, that's all. Any question? No question, yeah? Is there any question? No questions? If no question, thank you very much for your attention. See you tomorrow, yeah? Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.